How do I think Harringay could have been improved? And I'll give simply listen to the people.
I think it's quite dangerous.
I don't really think this place is a bit safe because like sometimes people are dying and getting killed around here.
You just get like lots of like youths, and yeah, they have nothing else better to do, just stand around and yeah.
From the parish, I think there are lots of things that we could look for, such as try how we can help safety in the streets or how we can help the homeless.
There could be more to do around here. There's not many nice bars, or it's not really a very sociable area.
I think so basically just to stop gang on gang violence, that would be nice, like where basically everyone can get on without going outside and worrying about what you might get into or who you might see, or should I be able to go to that area, because at the end of the day the world is for everyone and everyone should be able to go where they want to go.
Well, I think more community support officers, I think, because I don't think there's enough. There's hardly anyone here anyway. There's not. You don't see anyone walking around here.
Harringay's a good borough, but I think that we need more facilities for youths.
It's getting better. I think we need more stuff for the youth to get involved with. I think there's an issue with not enough activity that's affordable for the youth.
Spend more money in terms of social accommodation, investing in the youth, the community, so keeping things like community centres open.
So what I think we need to see in Harringay particularly is a lot more social space for people to hang out, so youth centres, places people can do things.
The youth don't feel as though they've been listened to, and like I said, they've got nowhere to go. So what do? They congregate around places.
And it's like when you haven't really got nothing to do, you end up just spending your time on the roads because there's nothing else to do. So I think that's what Harringay should specialise in.
No, there's a lot of boredom, there's not enough for them to do, and with all these cuts there needs to be I think a few more of those, you know, those like careers places where they can be advised and shown a direction.
We already have youth clubs already. They're good. It has reduced crime a little bit, but I guess if we have youth clubs, you know, something more and more to help reduce it, and then make the place feel more like a community, then
bring everyone together.
Youth organisation encouraging the youth to participate in the political issues that is going on, to take challenges and to empower, because right now there's low employment rate. A lot of people are sitting in the house not working, so if there's anything we can do, at least when people are employed, it keep them busy, it take them from the street, it take them from all sorts of indecent behaviors. So I think if I'm in this area, I'll create more businesses, more opportunities, so that people will embrace it and take care of their future.
Because the place feels separated, like it feels separated.
Yeah.
So if we're all a community, like all one really, like then no problem. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
We have problems in Harringay in terms of crime or what have you, but 20 years ago, it used to be a nightclub here where people come together and dance or what have you. It's not there no more. What we have is businesses like pubs shutting down, and we'll see a lot more there. So that's what I'm worried about. We're going to see a lot more young people getting into crime because there's no future for them in this area. So I'd like to see more of that investment in businesses, investment in social space. People can use community centres, youth centres, and investment in terms of jobs and skills in this area. That's what I'd like to see.
Tottenham used to be a place where people came to work. We had the biggest factories, in fact the biggest furniture factory in the world, Harringay, down by the river.
So things like improved housing, better social provision, as well as not forgetting that actual people who live here as well.
We think that it's not really nice because it's rubbish around the street. We need to clean it more often, and make the place a better area, and make more recycling.
Even touching up like the places in which the residents live in. if you give a nice little touch up, then people feel more proud in living in those places rather than having a situation where they're still run down. So you get the impression, well, no one's actually caring about us.
To grow more plants for, yeah.
I understand that there's a proposal to supposedly improve the area where the indoor market is. The indoor market is full of fantastic little Latin American shops, and this whole area really expresses the community. And the fact that these shops are still so successful, despite the fact that there's a massive Tesco's across the road, really says something.
Absolutely. What we need is economic development. You know, it's good to walk up and down and to see shops owned by people who look like you and owned by people who care about you, rather than having shops like the Tesco's of this world, where it's all about people coming into a community to make money out of you.
But what we don't need is one of those kind of redevelopment projects that the government seems to like to impose on communities, where they put a few trees around and tell everyone that it's nicer, but you just end up with a McDonald's, a Starbucks, you know, all these shops that make every community look the same.
I would like to see some more improvements with regards schools and education.
You know, the reforms that Harringay's put in place, they're actually cutting the funding. They've cut the funding for the children's centres, and I think if you follow the studies that have come out recently, shows that children's centres are vital in cutting down child abuse. And obviously Harringay has like the worst record, but if you look at what they're doing to the children's centres, it's unbelievable. It's like they're on a different planet. We as Seven Sisters Primary School have taken a stance against what Harringay is doing, because they're asking us to select certain individuals for redundancy. They're asking us to give them our staff so they can send them to whatever, you know, center is open that day, or we don't know which, you know. They want to re-interview them for positions that they can't manage. Yeah, we're already short-staffed in children's centres, so how are you going to have one person and 4 people manage 6 children's centres? Those are the issues that I have an issue with Harringay Council. If they're going to ask us parents and teachers and residents, yeah, for our views, then they should take them into consideration.
Over the years, I've seen it getting better, to be honest with you. So as long as we continue in that direction, it'll be really good.
Thanks.
Right, okay.
Thank you.
Listen to the people, and I'm sure if they really did, that Harringay could be as good as anywhere.
I found out that interviewing is quite hard, but in the end it's all worth it. Because look at the shots we got, they're brilliant.
I'd like to see everyone, just as a community, supporting each other, supporting any new sort of groups or community centres.
Harringay, I think what the people have told us, it's a very misunderstood area, and I think there's still got a long way to go before we get to our goal.
I'm going to go home now and have a cup of tea and a roll of butter. So thank you for listening to my views.
That's fine, so thank you.